Do you know what happens to your trash after it's collected? Think about everything you throw away and what happens to it after you no longer possess it. To many of us, once our trash is out of our sight, it's out of our mind. The reality is that our collective waste is picked up by multiple garbage trucks, processed and sorted by workers in less than adequate conditions, and the majority of it is not recyclable and ends up in landfills or incinerated. The waste is also polluting the environment in Long Beach and overwhelmingly affecting communities who are usually working class and people of color. Don't Waste Long Beach is a coalition made up of environmentalists, workers' rights organizations, and local communities, and together they're working to change the ins and outs of the outdated waste system that should give its workers better working conditions and respect while also fighting for frontline communities' rights to live in a cleaner, healthier Long Beach. Don't Waste Long Beach works alongside Lane, whose message is, and I quote, "Our vision is to help build a new economy rooted in good jobs, thriving communities, and a healthy environment." Here in Los Angeles and cities across the country, we are moving steadily toward that vision, recharging democracy through grassroots organizing and community-oriented policy. The effects of pollution in Long Beach, primarily along the 710 freeway, is deteriorating the health of the locals. Individuals that live within close proximity to the freeway have been reporting that the levels of people with asthma has been increasing predominantly among the region's poorest and people of color. On top of that, the waste hauler profession is reported to be one of the top 5 most dangerous jobs in the country. In an effort to help mitigate the pollution caused in the city, Don't Waste Long Beach has been partnering with trash agencies to ensure that the amount of drivers in the area emitting pollution is reduced. Another reason for pollution is due to the Port of Long Beach. Residents in these areas experience increased respiratory problems and high rates of cancer than the region's norm.
I know that it's a job that they are proud of, and that we as Long Beach electeds need to make sure that it is a job that our residents and every employee that does that work is also proud of. And it's often those moments of intersection when we're working in coalition, that's where we build the most power. It's not when we say, you know what, I want to clean up our environment and make it green, so let's just talk about the green economy. It's not when we say, I only care about workers' rights. It's not when we say, I only care about women's rights. It's when all of us get in that room together and define those intersections and understand that the biggest struggle is that somebody out there is often telling us, no, it can't be different. No, it can't be changed.
The purpose of Don't Waste Long Beach is multidimensional. The coalition was created to encourage better air quality, recycling, and safer jobs for sanitation workers. This year is also the 50th anniversary of the sanitation workers' strike in Memphis, where mostly African American workers demanded safer working conditions and was the reason for Martin Luther King's presence in Memphis during his assassination. The issues that the sanitation workers marched for in 1968 are still relevant to this day.
From 50 years ago. These are the people, this is the reason that Dr. King went to Memphis, was to nail down and drill down on the point that all work has dignity and all workers, all people should be treated with dignity. And as we can see, here we are some 50 years later, and how many of us can say that there's been monumental change?
Through a zero waste franchise plan, Los Angeles County can recover as much as $158 million in resources by ensuring that waste is recycled and manufactured into new goods. By expanding beyond a zero waste approach, Los Angeles and other cities can achieve as much as $650 million in economic activity each year. The more materials we reuse and recycle promotes economic growth. As more trash companies become more zero waste, they can hire more people, create new jobs, and stimulate the local economy. Los Angeles could see the growth of around 20,000 jobs in the region. In an effort to revamp recycling systems while advocating for the worker, some policy recommendations should include more composting, an increase in recyclable and biodegradable materials, wage increases for workers and proper gear, fewer trucks on the road and more efficient collection systems, and providing safe working conditions such as regulations on facilities and equipment. Long Beach is doling out unfiltered waste into overgrowing landfills with no end in sight. It is also negatively affecting surrounding disadvantaged neighborhoods and waste employees with no hope of having their voices heard. Long Beach needs to implement a system similar to the one Los Angeles has in order to fight for a new and improved waste system that addresses not only the environmental issue, but also the socio-economic issues. Successful change will require time and vigilance, but in doing so, the promise of tomorrow's success could be possible. Long Beach's answer to this system is still in its beginning stages, but the work continues with each new step in a positive transition to a cleaner, healthier, and more just future.
So often we overlook the worth and the significance of those who are not in professional jobs, of those who are not in the so-called big jobs. But let me say to you tonight that whenever you are engaged in work that serves humanity and is for the building of humanity, it has dignity and it has worth.